tuning in. A little bit rainy out there. 10 minutes before 11 o'clock on a Wednesday morning. Jonathan Lamb is on the phone. He's a millennial entrepreneur, an economist, a consultant, a visionary leader, the founder of OptoV. Was that Opto 5 from OptoV? He's an agriculture and energy technology company. He's written a book called Economics is Like Sex. Common sense thinking for better decisions through the taboo topics of money, budgets, markets, and trade. Economics is like sex. Finally, I'm thinking of a joke. I can't think of one. Jonathan, good morning. How are you?
Good. Thanks for having me on this morning.
Where are you? Where are you calling from?
Beautiful Muncie, Indiana.
Muncie? I know Muncie. Ball State is there, right?
That's right. That's right.
See that? I know Muncie. I have a friend who lives there. A little farm. I looked him up one time. I met him out in California, but I met him there. So tell me, how is economics like sex?
It's a dirty topic. I can't believe we're talking about it right here on the radio. Well, start off with, no one really does understand it, do they?
Exactly.
I hear what you're saying. Yeah. So do we take that conclusion and somehow, like, if we understand sex, do we understand economics?
No. I wish it was that easy. But it's the simple fact that it is a topic that we simply don't talk about. Either one of the topics for that matter, but the sad thing that we have in the reality of this world is one of the reasons our country's in the trouble it is because we simply never talk about finances and budgets and money. And
that's absolutely
how are you going
true.
to learn about it if we never talk about it?
That's absolutely true. Nobody will ever tell you how much money they make. Never.
Yeah, and that's how I start the book. And, it's the awkward conversation that we have, How can we understand, your parents don't teach it to you, you leave it to the schools to teach it to you.
Right.
It's complicated, and the only way we're going to learn about it is by talking about it. And it's an awkward conversation you want to have. Some people think they make too much money and don't want to talk about it, and some people are ashamed and think they don't make enough money.
Right,
so
right.
This we never talk about, but it's important, It's,
yeah.
Second or first most important thing.
So how much money do you make?
Well, as an entrepreneur, there's years that I've made 7 figures, and there's years that I've lost many hundreds of thousands of dollars. So it's quite a roller coaster. And as an entrepreneur, there's things that we look at these and put these people on a pedestal, these guys like Warren Buffett and, all these highly successful business leaders. But for reality, for every Warren Buffett out there, there's 10,000 guys that have the possibility to be just like him but are penniless.
And you're the similar to sex, just using your metaphor or whatever that's called. I think a lot of us are afraid to talk about it because we're ashamed of it. We're ashamed of, I overspent on this, or I go out to a restaurant. If I spend $40, I'm embarrassed. I was like, oh my gosh, why did I do that? That's what's crazy.
Depending on the restaurant. Since we are a capitalistic society, which I really treasure that being in the United States, you say in your book that the pursuit of profits might be considered one of the 7 deadly sins.
Well, it is, but at the same time, we learn from I think we can all think back to that 1987 movie Wall Street, where greed is good, and it actually is. That's the whole kind of point of capitalism, that we have to be able to pursue that, because at the end of the day, without profits, how are we going to hire workers? And without workers, how are we going to have jobs? And without jobs, how can we continue to turn and grow our economy? So it's a very complicated thing that we have to talk about and get people to understand. And really, people don't talk about economics because it's a boring subject when you think back at school, and you probably had a lesson in high school or maybe an introductory course in college, and it was probably boring.
So does the book help the person who has a hard time?
I thought it was interesting. I took economics and government in high school, and I thought it was interesting.
Well, good. You're in the minority.
Does the book help the person who has a hard time forming a budget to form a budget? Does it help with that kind of thing?
Yeah, basically what we do is economics is all around us, and what we really get into the book is simple common sense lessons that will help you in all areas of your life. And one of those is budgeting. We do get into some things such as investing versus trading, and people kind of get the two confused. Saving, and we talk about credit scores, and we talk about credit and buying mortgages and understanding mortgages a little bit. But really what we get into is the broader topics of this is what economics is, and this is how you can kind of apply it to your life. And we make it in a fun, interesting, humorful way using some examples.
You're absolutely right. This is something we're not taught in school. How many of us didn't realize what we were even doing when we were using a credit card and how it affected our credit scores?
Exactly.
That's one of those things that they never teach you. They never teach you anything about money. So you're absolutely right on target with the comparison to sex and our reluctance to be open about it.
Yeah.
Speak openly.
We talked a little bit about some of those decisions, but again, it's not more of a you should or shouldn't do this book. It's how can you apply these to different areas of your life. And economics is really all around us, but there's some pretty big decisions: buying a house, buying your car, which is for some people, one of their bigger decisions.
Sure.
Should I buy used or new? And these are just things that we need to think about, and we can apply these lessons into all different areas of our life.
So do you have somebody in your family or your circle of friends that has recognized their inability to budget their money, let's say, and has come to you and say, can you help me out? And is in your world, it's so easy to see what they should be doing, but in their world, it's a mystery?
Yeah, I think it's that way for most people. And what I do in my consulting company as well is, I end up kind of rescuing a lot of companies. We can think about this on an individual level, and then you can think on a much larger level is, companies get in the same trouble. And you look at our country right now, and countries get in the same trouble.
Yeah.
It's just all proportionately on a different scale. So it's all applicable. There's lots of great business folks, or there's lots of great folks that are great at their craft, and they're two different things. So, for example, I have a great friend that's a phenomenal diesel mechanic, but he just happens to not be a financial wizard. And so what we need to do is, I've been working with him for a long time in his business and helping him develop it. So not only is he a good diesel mechanic, but he can become a good businessman as well. And everyone can with just a few simple, lessons. Because no one wants those lessons.
Yeah, and what you're saying right there is applicable to every entrepreneur. Because most entrepreneurs are very good at whatever it is they're making money at.
That's
but they're not very good at taking that money and doing something right with it, correct?
That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
It's all areas of our life that, these lessons are all around us.
And when you look at the government set up within our own communities, like the county commissioners and the city guys, they put out their budgets every year, and then maybe one department will adhere to their budget and have money left over. Another department will just squander it away and then expect the opposite department that has been careful with their money to give them their money in a lateral move so they don't go under. So the county and city governments need to be more vigilant of that.
Oh, absolutely. So we do talk a little bit about governments, because a lot of people, really when they think economics, they think of the broader scope of things as the government. It's something that Congress worries about. It's something that only, the folks in D.C. talk about, or these really smart guys on Wall Street. And that's not true. It's all around us. And, I would argue, like you're saying, the local level is where it all begins and ends. That's where the most important. Those are what we see day to day and what's important to us. And everyone could use a little economics lesson, whether it be at our local level of government or in our household.
The book is doing really well on Amazon. I can tell you the numbers if you don't already know. Number 28 in the interest category, number 49 in the bonds category, and it's getting 5-star reviews across the board. So you're doing something right. The cover is wicked looking, but it's Benjamin Franklin in a Marilyn Monroe body.
Yeah, that makes me laugh.
That's kind of funny. So do you have a website for the book?
Yeah, economicsislikesex.com. You can go there, or we're in major retailers, and like you said, on Amazon. I'd love for folks to check it out and learn a little bit more, because you can apply it to your life. You don't have to, be a business owner or have to be someone that works in government to actually get something out of it. And it's kind of a fun topic that you can relate into all areas of your life, not just money and budgets.
All right. Do you know Brent Fugit?
I don't. Is he your month friend?
Yeah, I just took a shot in the dark, see if you knew him, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well, thank you for being on the air with us, and good luck with everything.
Well, hey, I appreciate it. Thanks for having me, guys.
You're welcome. We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio. I'm Lillian Wu. The president this morning taking some of the credit for a Republican primary victory in the race for the California governor's mansion.
Republican John Cox, who had the backing of President Trump, will take on progressive Lieutenant Governor Gavin Newsom.
The home team is winning big.
The progressive Democrat says Cox is a foot soldier for President Trump.
Fox Radio's Rachel Sutherland, the president tweeting. Even CNN said the Trump impact was really big. Facebook saying it'll roll out some news programs this year hosted by Anderson Cooper of CNN, Shepard Smith of Fox News, and Jorge Ramos of Univision to try and improve the quality of news. This as a social network grapples with privacy issues.
The news that Facebook has data sharing partnerships with at least 4 Chinese companies, including the world's 3rd largest smartphone maker, comes just weeks after the social media company said it would change its practices on data sharing.
Fox's Tanya J. Powers, Fox News. We report, you decide.
When posting on most job sites, you get candidates.
I'm the sales director.
I'm the sales director you're looking for.
But when you post on Indeed.com, you get the candidates just right for you.
I'm a sales director with an MBA, over 10 years experience, who's also fluent in Japanese.
With Indeed, you can add screener questions for a less time-consuming route to your short list of qualified candidates.
Arigato.
Hiring's better when you've got your short list. Save time on hiring when you post a job on Indeed. Get started today at Indeed.com/hire.
Dad, what are you doing?
Cramming for college.
I'm the one going to college.
Yeah, but we need to figure out how we're going to pay for it all.
Discover Student Loans.
Discover does student loans?
Yeah, they're one of the top student loan lenders in the country. It takes 15 minutes or less to apply, and there are no fees for the life of the loan. Best of all, I can earn cash rewards if I get good grades.
Really?
Yeah, we still have time to apply and get a great rate.
So I can just chill. College kids still say that, right?
No one says that, Dad.
Really?
Yeah.
Visit discoverstudentloans.com to apply today. Limitations apply.
House that fits your needs, but how do you find it? Easy. Call Angie at 352-361-8359. Angie gets with you to get that information you need to buy that house. Angie is more than just an agent with Roberts Real Estate. She's a pro with heart. So you call her at 352-361-8359, and you will know you have the right person.
I'm Angie Umpleby, and I'm looking forward to working with you when you call me at 352-361-8359. That's 352-361-8359.
I'm having a hot flash, a tropical...
Menopause the Musical, the off-Broadway parody hit that will have you cheering at your seat and dancing in the aisles. It's impossible not to laugh. The New York Times. It's hilarious. Go see it. The View. Women need this. The Today Show. Featuring Cindy Williams from Laverne and Shirley. June 27th to July 1st. Get tickets now at strasscenter.org. You don't want to miss this.
I'm having a hot flash. Ooh.
Attention WOCA listeners. Do you or someone you know have an outgoing personality with great organizational skills? Well, WOCA is looking for a few good people to join our marketing reps team. You get to meet other great people and business leaders in our community. WOCA Radio offers flexible schedules, great income potential, and some really great fringe benefits too. So if you enjoy talking to people and getting paid to do it, this may be the right choice for you. Apply within or send your resumes to careers@WOCA.com. There are only a few things in life that you can be certain will always be around. Death, taxes, the pursuit of happiness, and computers. As they continue to advance at an epic pace, the one absolute certainty about them is that they'll break. It's not an if, it's a when. And when it happens, bring it to the only company in Ocala that's certified in Apple and Microsoft, Ocala Mac and PC Repair. They even offer on-site computer repair service, so they come to you. And if you do drop it off, you can check your repair status online. Ocala Mac and PC Repair is a family-owned and operated company that can do everything from mobile repair to wireless networks, fixing viruses, data recovery, even building and installing new systems. Visit online at ocalamacpc.com. In person, 1713 East Silver Springs Boulevard, or give them a call, 352-566-8324. That's 352-566-8324. Ocala Mac and PC Repair. The sound of the bat cracking, the crowd cheering, the smell of overpriced but tasty hot dogs, the memories that will last a lifetime of your first baseball game with Little Johnny. Your team wins. It was a great night until you get home. It's 9 p.m. and your wife says you have no water.
We have no water.
What do you do?
What do you do?
Rule number 1, don't panic. Remain calm. Okay, that's 2 rules.
We don't have time for jokes, funny man.
Okay, think back. On the way home, you heard a radio commercial.
Mike Scott Plumbing. If water runs through it, we do it.
Eureka. You saved the day. You remembered that Mike Scott Plumbing doesn't charge extra for nights, weekends, or holidays. You are a genius.
Hey, Mr. Genius, did you remember the phone number?
Of course you did. Remember, you're a genius. 352-237-2888. Because at Mike Scott Plumbing, if water runs through it, we do it. Even if water's not running through it at this particular moment. Mike Scott Plumbing. Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
All right, 5 minutes after 11 o'clock. Robin, you're a female entrepreneur. You've got your own little gig going on your own on the side.
Yes, I do.
Anna Foster is on the phone. Anna is an attorney. She's the founder and CEO of A Maven's World. She hosts her own radio program, and she's talking to us about strategic insights to help female entrepreneurs. Maybe you'll pick up something. I think you can always learn from everything, you know?
I think so.
Tony Robbins one time said that he'll go to these events where people do the exact same thing he does, and somebody said to him, "Why do you go? Aren't you like the king of that whole genre or whatever?" Mm-hmm. And he said, "Because even if I sit for 2 hours and I just learn one thing, then it makes it worth my time, right?"
Exactly.
Yeah. So let's learn something. Anna Foster. Good morning, Anna. How are you?
Good morning, Larry. Good morning. How are you?
Good. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Boston, Massachusetts.
Oh, wow. We watched the movie yesterday. It was in Boston.
Yeah.
Yeah. I said to Robin, I've never been to Boston, so one day I'll have to see. That looks like a beautiful city.
Oh, it is. It is. And you're more than welcome to visit. Unfortunately, right now we're at about 50 degrees.
Oh, okay. Well, that's okay. We can handle that. So are you a female entrepreneur? I think an attorney is automatically an entrepreneur, right? And I mean, unless you're with a firm or something, but usually attorneys are kind of freelance, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, you have some attorneys that are entrepreneurs and could be solo practitioners, which I was at one time. And then you have some attorneys that go right into either working, with the government as DAs or also in the corporate sector. But when I did practice law, I was a solo practitioner.
When we have an entrepreneurial idea and we go to a bank for a business loan for that idea, and we get turned down, a lot of times I think people think they were turned down and they'll blame it on, who knows, their age. I'm too young, I'm too old. But I think sometimes being turned down is a way to hone your idea, because I think a bank is pretty sharp when it comes to what's going to make money and what won't.
Right. That's a great point, and a great analogy. And it sounds like you're a little seasoned in that aspect, because we do look at it as being a negative thing, but a lot of times it's because the bank sees that we're not where we need to be, and we don't have a working plan and strategy in place to be successful.
So is that part of what you do? Is you help entrepreneurs?
It is.
Yeah?
It is, and I've been an entrepreneur for about 20 years, and I didn't always think the way that I think now, obviously, which is why, I started the business and enjoy helping other entrepreneurs be successful.
And that takes a lot of focus on the part of yourself, because sometimes women can make a career as a single person, others they're married, and you yourself, you are the mom of a special needs child, so you had to learn to focus and balance in different ways.
Yes, and I think that's part of what led me down this journey. My daughter is 22 years old now, so I've been riding that bicycle of balancing, raising a special needs child with autism for 22 years, practicing law, and also being an entrepreneur. And I had to find the balance in what worked well for me in my life, and it led me down this road to being an entrepreneur, but also helping other people reach success in their goals in their lives.
Are some women treated differently from different cultures for entrepreneurialism?
I believe so. I mean, it's no different than people connect with those that they are familiar with, in who's in their community. So, a lot of the resources are tied, not even to women, mainly men, but then it also then trickles down to other cultures, the cultural aspect of it. And that can be a bit difficult and can also be a challenge.
Have you, how do I ask this question? It seems like sometimes when we team up, like if you have several women, using the female-only category here, that they might have more strength in numbers. Is that part of it too? I mean, would you do better as an entrepreneur if you teamed up with somebody else wanting to do the same thing?
Yeah, I mean, there's a saying, collaboration over competition. And I think that's a newer trend that you're seeing today. But one of the things about being an entrepreneur, the big thing is the mindset. So a lot of times, most entrepreneurs, they have that side of them, where we want to take over the world, and not everyone has our same dreams and endeavors. So that's a bit challenging also for an entrepreneur, is the mindset, and also getting people to believe in, what your ideas and your passions are. However, I think if you have great strategy and a working plan behind that, it's a lot easier.
Does social media help or hinder the female entrepreneur?
That's a great question. Social media, I think, is a necessary evil because you get a lot of great branding, and you can do a lot of great marketing on social media. For me, I'm tuning into more of the human connection side at this point. For a good, I would say, 5 to 8 years, I was really big on the social media wave, and we still use that at A Maven's World with regards to branding and marketing some of the events in the business. However, you can never remove the human connection and how important that is in doing business.
And how do you?
So social media is a good thing, but you need to know how to use it.
Is there a trick to monitoring yourself so that you're on the right track?
Yeah, it's usually by results. It's usually measured by results. So again, if you're using social media and you're doing some targeted ads, if you're getting business from that, then you want to continue to do it. And some people just do it, because they're inspired by what they see. So Instagram is a great platform for inspiration, and LinkedIn is a great platform for connecting and having great conversation.
Sometimes when people receive rejections from their ideas, they feel defeated. How do you help them empower themselves with the courage to move forward?
Well, I mean, again, that's always going to come with entrepreneurship, because you're building something from the ground up, and it's usually something that's new and innovative to people, and it doesn't necessarily. It's not that attractive at first. So, with entrepreneurship, it's one of those things that you have to keep at it. You have to keep at it, and if you're passionate about it, then you're going to put those things that you need to put in place to make sure that the business is going to continue to thrive. However, you do want to be mindful and present in the actual business. So you have to pay attention to what's going on in the business. And I think a lot of times, as entrepreneurs, we fall in love with the business, the passion, and the product. And we have to know that at some time we might have to just scratch that and move on to the next. And that can be, a bit challenging as well.
Anna Foster is our guest. Anna, is the listener who's interested in this topic probably wants to know more? Is there a website you can direct them to, or a book?
Yes. Well, our website is A Maven's World, which is AMAVENS world.com. And we have a great women's conference website, which is amwwomensconference.com. And you can find us there, and there's lots of information and events and things like that on how to connect with us on social media.
Okay, excellent. And are there resources here in Florida? I know you're in Boston. Are there like meetings or gatherings here?
Well, we're actually heading to Tampa this Saturday. We have a women's conference that's going to be coming up at the Tampa Waterside Marriott on Saturday, June 9th, and the doors open at 8. We have professional development workshops, lots of speakers, lots of vendors, and it's a great way to connect and network.
Okay, got it. And
so we'll be in your neck of the woods.
Okay, and I see on your website you have an events tab, so I would imagine that would give us the information, correct?
For the cost and everything.
Yeah, for everything, yeah.
Exactly.
Well,
so it's going to be a lot of great people there.
We have such an opportunity here in America, and I think quite often we don't pursue what we can pursue because we feel like we're not worthy or we're not going to be able to for one reason or another. So I appreciate your courage in bringing this out so that people might be able to make their lives a little better with their own ideas. I love that. Anna, thank you for being on our show today.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
You guys have a great day.
Thank you. We'll be right back.
Hey, Adam, those burgers gonna be done before summer's over?
Maybe. Why? You got big plans for the summer?
Not really. Just the usual, kids hanging around the house. How about you?
Actually, I'm having Joshua get his pilot's license this summer.
What? Is he old enough? Can you really do that in just the summer?
Yeah, you can get your pilot's license at 17, and the summer is plenty of time. Plus, this could be the start to his career as an airline pilot.
That is a great idea. I bet Tyler would love that. Actually, I would too.
You guys should do it.
I don't have time for that. Some of us have to work for a living, you know?
Not you, no. Seriously, they work around your schedule.
Really? That's cool. Where are you going?
Ocala Aviation at the airport off 60th.
How'd you hear about it?
I heard about it on the radio, then I stopped in. I've got a card if you want the number.
Yeah, hold on. Let me get my phone.
Hurry up, the burgers are burning.
Okay, I'm ready. Go ahead.
861-7484.
Hold on, I missed a number.
Ah, such a slacker. Here it is again. 861